So, welcome to Scrapbook Live. Today is Friday, October 11th. I am Megan Jax. Thanks so much for joining me today. And we have I have a fun project for you. It's from the Creative Memories blog. And I don't get to these types of pages that often, these types of layouts. I love them because they're 2 pages. They're usually fairly, I don't want to say simple, but they're a little more straightforward. And they're the pages that use, or the projects that use either fast to fab pages or they use fast to fab inspired paper as kind of the base, and then they give you an idea of how to use it, how to decorate it, how to yeah, just go ahead and incorporate it. So I really liked this one that was done. I like all of them, I really do, but this one really caught my eye because I saw a lot of elements that were easy to carry over into just working with non fast to fab type things. And if you are new to Creative Memories and not quite sure what fast to fab means, it means fast to fabulous. And it's pre-designed either pages or papers, 12 by 12 papers that already have a design printed on them. So really all you would need to do is go ahead and add your pictures, some decorative elements such as embellishments or stickers. And then if you want to, you're all set to go ahead and add your journaling, any other details that you want to add, but you don't really have to worry about creating the background. It's already there. The nice thing about fast to fab in pages or papers is that if you look at them, they can inspire you how to use your regular papers and supplies, even if you don't have fast to fab papers that go for your theme, or you've used up your papers, or you've used up your pages, your fast to fab pages, and you need some more ideas. Well, go look at the other ones. There is a website. I will link it in the blog article. I will link it. I can't do it right on here right now, but it is Creative Memories issue site. It's issuu.com, I believe is the right name. If there is somebody out there who wants to link it in chat for me, I believe it's issue.com/c memories or something like that. I cannot remember what it is, but Creative Memories has a lot of their fast to fab flip throughs. You can flip through the papers, you can flip through the designs, and those are great places that can be great inspiration if you're looking for ideas. They're usually pretty simple, straightforward backgrounds to put together. Sometimes you think our old triangles, we have triangles in the corners, or we'd have border details, but on the blog, the CM blog, they will also have ideas on how to use papers and so forth with it. So thank you, Robin. She has linked it here. If you're on Facebook, you'll see the link there. If you're on YouTube later, it should be in the description below. Also, if you're on YouTube watching this later, you'll see a link to the blog my blog, where you can get a PDF of the project we're putting together today. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and switch over to my overhead camera and we will get started for today. Okay, so what I've got going on is, you can see I picked this layout. It is using the School Days collection, which is the new school time collection from Creative Memories. I've gone ahead and added in a bunch of measurements just for myself so I know exactly what pieces are what. That is a great thing to do if you want to add those types of measurements. You can also see down here I've started taking a yellow pen, one of my journaling pens, and just underlining the measurements there. It just kind of helps keep me on track. I know exactly where the measurements are for the different pieces that I need. So you can see here, this particular layout uses the annual papers from the School Days annual paper packs. And so all in the annual paper pack, there are pages like this. You see how it says 11th grade. All of the papers or pages are pretty similar. They will just have a different year listed at the bottom. I think there might be I know there's one for kindergarten. I cannot remember if there's one for preschool, and it goes all the way up through 12th grade. So it's a great option. You can see here, you could have 1 2-page layout for each of the academic years of your kids' school. So what they've done here is they've used one of the kind of a fast to fab, but you can see here it's got a little bit of detail on the side. It's got like a notebook effect to it. And then over here, they've just used a tonal paper pack. So one of the things that is nice or fun about this particular layout, you can see we've used 2 different backgrounds. Now, what I noted on this was nice about this particular, or a feature of this particular fast to fab inspired paper, is that it's got a border detail basically here at the bottom pre-printed for us. So what really catches my eye about that is we have room here to add kind of a big chunky border if we want. If you don't, if you're using just a regular background base page, which I'm doing here, I'm going to be doing the zoo. I told you I have tons of pictures from the San Diego Zoo. So I'm using two different background papers. I've got just kind of this animal tracks. That's going to be my background page. And then I am going to go ahead and use this really pretty toned green leaf. It's got some hints of the golden yellow in there. And nope, sorry, I'm using the yellow. The gold, the yellow. I hemmed and hawed on this morning. You should see me in here trying to figure this out. Like, do I want the gold to be the background or do I want the gold to be the popped off thing? And I think I liked it here. And so forth. So we got some elements going on here, but what I wanted to call out, we have space at the bottom to do some detail. We can put a border over here. And then we have, if we want to, we have some space up the side that we can do some detail too. The flip side to that be, if you have a vertical border, you could put your border here, or you could put your border here. If you put your border here, then you come across here with maybe a little bit of some detail that isn't going to be as eye-catching. That's what they basically have going on here. We have a little bit more of a statement border here at the bottom, and then on the side, we have some detail, but it's not eye-catching. It's just kind of simple. So in my case, I can come in, which is maybe like a single border sticker, something real, not too distracting. And then what they've done here, as you can see, they've taken a 12-inch border sticker and they've cut it in two pieces, and they have put it below this piece here, and they've put it above this print over here. So what's going on, what's great about this, sometimes you may find yourself only having one border sticker left, or you may have just one laser cut border. So what's nice about this particular page is that we just need coordinating elements, not necessarily twins. We don't need duplicates, right? We can have a decorative element down here, a coordinating decorative element here, and then a kind of just a little baby thing going on over to this side. So that formula is easy to repeat regardless of what you're doing. So you figure, oh, I'm going to create one beautiful, beautiful detail down here, but then I don't want to take up more space maybe on my second page. Anyway, you kind of get the drift. All right. So what we're going to do today is I have my two background pieces. I have a border sticker that I would like to use. It's out of the What a Zoo 2-pack. You can see here is the zoo gates fence, and I accidentally ripped it. So I want to use that. So I'm keeping that in mind. It's going to come here to the bottom. All right. So one of the things I noted when doing these pieces is that where they've got the red piece here, it is basically cut from a 7 and, let's see here, I did it over here. This big rectangle here, if we rotate it to the side, this is our right page, this is our left page. All right, those are the two pieces that we need. Then down here, I'm gonna have a strip of the paper left over that I can flip over, use the reverse side if I want, and take it and make my border on my left page. So that's how we're gonna cut the paper. This is going to be, if you're using a directional paper, you'd want the top edge of your paper. This would be the top edge, but remember when I go ahead and cut, I'm going to start with this cut here and this 8 1/4 inches from the left edge. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my paper here. I'm pretty much non-directional on both sides of this, so I'm going to go ahead and just rotate it. I'm going to say this is my top edge. Bring my piece out. You want to make sure if you've been messing around with any of your projects that you've got your straight blade in there. And I'm going to come over here to 8 1/4 inches tall. That is essentially going to be step 2. We're cutting the two pieces that we need. They're both 8 1/4 inches tall. The 4 1/2 and the 7 1/2 together make a 12-inch piece. So we're going to cut this to 8 1/4 by 12. This piece is going to be, I can flip over and use the blue at the bottom on the other page. And now I'm going to rotate this and I'm going to cut it to 7.5 inches. Really what I need to do is I need this to be my right page. So I'm going to come over here and actually just cut it at 4.5 inches. 7.5, 4.5, 4.5 inches. So now what I've got going on, you can start to see how things take shape here. All right. Got some space here to do some to use this golden color as a matte. You can essentially see that's what's nice about this. They're using the tonal aspects of this to have on that right page. There's no mattes. There's no mattes except for this one right here. That one has a matte, but the rest of these are not matted. All right, so now what I've got is I've got a big chunky piece of paper over here. It's too big. I would need to cut it down a little bit, but you can see I can bring in the reverse side of this paper over here on the left-hand page, and I can create my border on here. I don't have a zoo border already made up, so this is where I kind of have to start playing around with it. You may have a border already made up. This is a great time to go through your stash of pre-made borders. It really just depends on the theme of your photos. So I know at the bottom, I want to have some space at the bottom to go ahead and put my sticker. I have the option, I need 2 3x3 photos on here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut some 3x3 placeholders because I want to see spacing. I think they put stickers on top of the paper itself, but I can't 100% tell for sure. So I'm going to go ahead and cut some 3x3 placeholder images. I'm just, yeah, crop 2 3x3 photos. Oops. I just want to make sure I have room for photos. I don't mind the sizes that they give me. When I print my photos, finally, I have to go through them still. Yeah, so they've come in and they've actually put the sticker at the bottom of the paper and at the top of the paper. I'm not going to adhere anything. I'm going to do a bunch of dry fitting first. So I've got these pieces on here. Next up, we have to add the little bit of detail that's at the top and bottom over here. You can kind of see it. There's a little light blue, kind of like a banner piece. I am going to go ahead and use this brown. Something to keep in mind here. You might want to start thinking about, before you choose this color, you might want to think about what stickers or other border detail you're going to include across the top here. The reason that you're going to include across the top and the bottom. The reason I say that is, for example, I could come in, you want to know the color of your border detail because that might help you determine what color of paper you want to use. I love the gold color here, and I wouldn't mind bringing over some of the gold color to this side. And I do have some stickers that would help me do that. I could do the sunshine stickers. We had a beautiful sunny days in San Diego. I do have this zigzag, and see, I only have one of those zigzags left. So that's actually a perfect thing to be able to do over here, is I could use the zigzag across the top. I don't know, I might want to come in with something else, but by using brown, I'm going to be able to come in with I can choose various different things on here. Probably not brown, but I could come in with the leaves. I could come in with anything else that's going to contrast. So I need to cut these elements, and I'm going to cut, they're 3/4 inch wide strips, and I need 2 of them. The total inches, you need one that's 8.5 and one that's 5.5. So you can't get that out of a 12-inch strip. So you're gonna need 2 12-inch strips that are 3/4 inch wide. So 3/4 and 3/4, I'll 2 of them. One of them I'm going to cut to 5.5 inches. This is part of step 3. So 5.5 inches. I'll have a little bit of a scrap left over. And the other one I'm going to cut to 8.5 inches. And then I will need to ribbon cut these ends. You don't have to. You can do, if you don't care for ribbon cutting, you could go ahead and just chop it at any angle that you want and just do like a single, like just a, it doesn't have to be a ribbon cut. I do have kind of a fun, if I didn't want the brown, I could flip it over. So I've got some options, though it'll stick out a little bit on that other side. That's the challenge sometimes when you work with 2 different background pages, that, what works on one side doesn't necessarily work on the other. At least that's my challenge. Sometimes I like matchy-matchy on the background. Sometimes I don't. More often than not, I like it to matchy-match. But this one works great, not. Okay, so here we go. We can see how that's starting to take shape. And you can layer as you need to if you need to bring that so you've got some space. I've got to get this sticker in, and I really have no idea how tall this sticker is. So this sticker is, this sticker is a solid 1.5 inches tall, and I've got, yeah, it's over 1.5 inches. I'm gonna definitely need the 2 inches, maybe a little bit more, to be able to get this border on the left-hand page to feel like it's not just scrunched here at the bottom. So the challenge I've had with this particular sticker is it's got a lot of detail. It's got a lot of openings there, and I want to make sure, and it's got a lot of darks and it's got some lights. If I use a darker background for the sticker, you're not going to be able to see as easily the zoo sign, right? Those details are not going to stand out. If I use a light color, you may not necessarily be able to see the fence very well. So I thought that the blue in this piece, now where did it go? Oh my word. This blue background to it literally ran away. This is not the piece. The piece that I have is much fatter and wider, but I'm really having a moment where, oh, it's under here. You guys are supposed to tell me. See, it blends in. This piece here is kind of blue, which made me think it's kind of nice with the zoo, because then it feels, I don't know if it feels like there's too much water back there, like it feels like there's water behind it, or if it just will mimic the sky. The problem is I don't necessarily like it to have the, I don't like just the rough edge here. So this is where, and assuming I should have grabbed it before we started, that I want to come in and maybe give it an edge. So the edge I could do with the decorative trimmer. I am looking for my cloud BMC, which is my favorite one to do. And that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm really sorry to do that to you guys. I know sometimes I hate it when I use the BMCs I know you can't get anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and punch this edge with the BMC. So somebody's asking, mentioned grass green. So my thought is I will be bringing in, I could come in with the grass green. What I was debating doing, you can see it behind there. Here's what I'm thinking of doing the blue along there. And then I have a sticker that I could either come in like with like the bamboo sticker. I could also, there's another, here it is. This kind of leaf detail. I was thinking of doing at the bottom of the border to give that leaf or to give that green detail. I did want the green detail there. So we'll see. This is kind of coming together as we're sitting here talking my way through it. All right. So we've got, I like that. I'm going to go ahead and put it on here. So I'm using I'm going to line my paper, my border up here on here straight. And I'm going to try to come in. I don't want it to be much more than 2 inches, and I need to give myself some space at the bottom. And I'm going to use the mat here to kind of try to line this up evenly. We'll see if I can do it. The top is about 1/4 of an inch down. They didn't quite. Oh, when this sticker goes down, it goes down. There's not much leeway with it. I don't know that I got it on there straight. I feel like it may be a little bit off. And then I want to come in at the bottom with the leaves. It kind of looks like the pearly gates. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to have to make sure I zoo this up a little so that we're not looking like that we're trying to get into the pearly gates, but you know, it just kind of has that effect. I want to come in across the bottom and I'm going to trim this. I've got plenty of space. Let me grab a ruler. And I'm going to come down. Let's use the one. Let's start with 0 on the ruler, but definitely easier to measure. I'm going to come down and trim this at about 2 3/8 inch wide. 2 3/8 inch from the top, the highest bubble of my clouds, 2 3/8. And this is where I can tell for sure that I did not get my sticker on straight. I'm gonna have to kind of wing it a little bit. I don't know. I'm mad that I didn't get my sticker on straight. Like real mad I didn't get the sticker on straight. Oh, everything at the San Diego Zoo is on the hill, right? I mean, so it is what it is. I wish there was a little bit more detail, or contrast between the blue and the gray of the fence. You can see it better in person. So I'm thinking something like that's going to work out really well. So I have never used, somebody's mentioning undo. I have never used undo on my stuff. I'm assuming if you use undo, the paper is trash, but you can get the sticker off and reuse the sticker on another piece of paper. Is that how that works? I've never used it, so I don't know. Okay, so that's kind of how that's going to come together there. No, the paper dries. Okay. I think what I'm gonna do is on this edge here, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put some stickers over here. I have some zigzag stickers and they all line up with each other. There's three different stickers here. So I'm going to go ahead. I mentioned wanting kind of that little bit of detail over here on the left side. In the original paper or the original design, they have that notebook edge. So I'm coming in here as I'm just going to lay this down. I've got some more of like brown and black spots. I've got some zebra, and then I've got the gold. So maybe it's got some detail. It's got maybe a little bit more presence to it that I would have liked. But this is going to be the first page in my set of pieces. Um, some use the green paper over here behind the probably behind that sticker. That would be a great idea too. Okay. So here, what I would like to highlight is we're kind of to the point where we've got, you can see the fast to fab, the basics of the layout starting to come together. I need to find a detail up here at the top and the bottom. And this is where I've got some different details. If I wanted to go, I could bring that leaf in. I've got another leaf. Well, I thought I did. Apparently I already used it. I could come in with the leaf. I've got some more stickers. There was the zoo texture border stickers that they had. It was the zoo pack had several border stickers in it. And I feel like there's one more set. Here we go. Lots of border stickers that really lend themselves to this particular layout. The sun might be kind of fun to put in there. Um, I've got some orange. I've got just some basic dots. To figure that out, I kind of like the, I don't know. I get so torn. I'm not sure which photos are going to go on here. Probably the pictures of the zoo. Okay, I do what I want to talk about here. Right here, we want to use a mat. So you use a mat with a 4x6 photo over here. You can use one of the large variety mats if you have a variety mat pack that goes with it, or you can use a cut of 4.5 by 6 inch mat. So this is a spot if I wanted to come in. I've got vertical stripes like the zebra. You're not going to see it well if you can imagine putting a 4x6 on there. It's just not going to work. If they'd done the diagonal on the zebra, I could come over with the yellow. I know we talked about wanting to pull that yellow over, and I'm not sure if I've got any yellow left. I do. I could bring the yellow over with that. I think I actually might do that. This mat will have a 4x6 photo on here. I have some space in here if I want to do some journaling. I've got a ton of stickers where they're the animals. I could have the animals kind of poking their heads out from behind the mat here. I've got lots of space to be able to utilize things. So I'm going to use that mat. So now I'm just trying to think what I want to do. Let's take a peek. I'm going to pull the suns off. I could come across with the sun. I like the sun over here, but I don't know that I necessarily like it over there. I think actually what I think I'm going to do, and this is kind of funny because we didn't really see a whole lot of zebras. I think I'm going to bring in that zebra pattern. I'm just going to grab the other zebra sticker. And I do like being able to carry those patterns, those details throughout. So here it is. And I couldn't incorporate it really well with the mat, but I think, you've got lots of zoo patterns. So I think bringing in that Z or that zigzag with the zebra is going to be really nice. Okay, so that's the play. Oh, hey you guys, just to hold my horses for a second. Remember that sticker that I couldn't find? I found it. Yeah, I could come in, but I don't. I don't like it. So we're gonna put that back where it was, and I am gonna use the zigzag. All right. So now I'm gonna go ahead and adhere this piece in place. Now the other thing I could do. Let me try something here. I think part of my problem is I don't. Let's fix this. There we go. Oh my gosh, that's going to be how I'm going to do it. And then come in with that sticker across there, maybe. I think I'm going to like that. I think I don't want that blue floating at the bottom. And it does look like everything's floating on a cloud. So I need to cut about a 3/4 inch. 3/4 inch piece. Just bringing it across the bottom. Just get something for that fence to sit on that's not straight. My not so straight fence. Maybe, oh, you guys, oh, it's gonna pick up a little bit. Okay, let me see if I can do it. Okay, I'm able to pick that up. So what I'm gonna do, I don't have any undo. And guys, my attention span is about like nil. So I'm doing is I'm cutting that off. And I'm gonna use my stick here a little bit and I'm gonna try to lift it underneath it, just wedge it under. Maybe I could have used that to pick up more of it. I'm gonna put this under and we're gonna straighten up this fence. Oops. Ruler, I've lost my ruler. There it is. 5/8 of an inch, closer to 1/2 an inch. Still needs to come down a little bit. Getting the what to do when you muck it up. That should be better. That should be closer to that 1/2 inch. There we go. I'm much more acceptable in my mind. I don't know that I completely made it better, but whatever. It's good. It's all good. I'm kind of laughing at myself. And now my piece here is going to be a little bigger than I want it, but that's okay. We'll make it work. You guys ever get that part where you tell myself it's gonna be just fine until you start keep messing with it more, and then you're like, this is not fine. Hey, my multi-purpose tool is doing a pretty good job here. It's all fun and games until the paper or the sticker rips. Okay. I'm calling that good. I'm calling that good. I wasted too much time trying to straighten that out. Oh yes. Yes, Shannon, yeah, a perfectionist. I have my moments. It's sometimes not pretty. Um, I have my moments because it would bother me. And I know everybody's like, oh, it's not going to bother anybody who looks at your scrapbook. Yeah, but I'll be looking at my scrapbook and it'll bother me. And 50 years from now or whatever, I'm going to be like 95 by then, probably won't be able to see anything, let alone worry about whether it's straight. Um, but yeah, there we go. Well, I want to change this because I don't like how it hits that center bit. Oh, stickers. Sometimes I have a love-hate relationship with stickers. It's so fabulous how they just go on and they stay there. But other times I'm like, man, why couldn't this have been a laser cut embellishment? I know you can use different ways to remove the stickiness and all that other stuff, but then you're dealt with trying to get that stuff to stick again. There we go. There's my border. Okay. There. Yeah. All right. Good enough. I'm gonna stick this down. It's going down. Good enough. That should be like, our mantra sometimes, right? Good enough. It's good enough. Once you get photos on there, people really aren't going to pay attention to the details, right? Here, this top of the paper here, I'm going to go ahead. One of the details I want to highlight on this, and it's totally something you can do or you don't have to do it. You can see that they have that element that goes, this detail comes right across the top edge there, this detail atop the top of the locker sticker. So something to keep in mind when you're putting your pieces together, it might be easier to just go ahead and put both pieces side by side. I'm coming down, what is that, about a half an inch from the top of my paper. Let's see here. I say I'm coming down a half an inch, but I want this, and I don't know that I'm gonna stick that. I don't want that to be on top. Maybe it's behind. It's hard to tell if it's behind or on top because it's ultimately covered up by, I think it's got to be behind. It's ultimately covered up by the locker sticker. So it's hard to tell in their example. And in all honesty, it doesn't really matter. You do whatever works best for your layout. I'm going to do it a half inch from the top. We can use their sample as just a guide. This piece is going to fit under. I have like 5 million zoo pictures. I see people talking about, trying to do their layouts. And remember, guys, this layout can be done with anything. I mean, it's fun to use it with a zoo, and I know it's fun. You see how I'm using it. But, this concept can carry over into a lot of different things. I just happened to choose the zoo theme because I knew I had zoo photos. But I really, well, I'll be honest with you. I almost couldn't find my zoo papers this morning because they were one of the project folders that I packed away in a different spot because I knew I wouldn't need it while we were in the middle of our move. And unfortunately, I couldn't remember where that other spot was, but I found it. Because then I was struggling, like, what else I need to pick another project or different papers to use. Okay, then this is just going to tuck under. I want some of that gold to show at the top, but I don't need a ton of it. Now I'm going to come in with my zebra sticker, and it's going to come across there. I'm going to put it on just where I need, and then I'll grab my scissors and trim off what I don't, the overhang. And then I'm going to do the same up here at the top with the, on this page. I'm going to rotate this paper. It'd be a little easier for me to put it on there. And I'm just covering up that seam. I want some of the brown to show, but I don't want to see any of that green coming down in the valleys. Yeah, I like that. That worked out really nice. So they use kind of a sticker that's really attention getting, but not so much the, I have a little more subtle there because I've got kind of a big print going on here. And it really just depends on what kind of elements you have to work with. This paper goes right here. Give myself some space for some photos there. So there was somebody asking if there was any aquarium items at the San Diego Zoo. Not necessarily, or you're asking if we have any aquarium papers and stuff. Is that what you're asking, Heather? If we have any aquarium themed things? No, I don't think so. There's, when I've done aquarium stuff layouts before, from when we lived in Seattle and we went to the Seattle Aquarium, I definitely had to kind of just make my own. There's a lot of water themed stuff. So it's maybe easy to find water themes or things that you can do that have the water theme to them. And, you know, aquariums are, you know, you can use tropical, depending on the fish and the aquatic life you're seeing, you might use tropical stuff. You might use, I'm trying to think, because at the Seattle Aquarium, they go from your native Pacific Northwest stuff, you go down to the tropical stuff, you go down to, you know, various things. So it really just depends on the aquarium. So I think in that regards, it's almost easier just to pull in whatever water and aquatic themed things you have there instead of necessarily maybe the aquatics, I don't know. But no, I'm not aware of any specific aquatic things that we've had. Okay, there we go. Statement border, accent, and a couple accents here. All right. BJ's thanking me for straightening things out. I'm much happier now too, BJ. I will be completely honest with you because I did not like those gates being off. That was going to drive me nuts. In terms of adding my photos, I need to print them. So probably will take me a little bit to get them printed. I may do just toss on some placeholder mats to show you guys where they would go. But here I've got some different elements here that I can come in with. I can come in with some paw prints if I wanted to come up the side after I get a sticker on there. I've got this adorable koala. Look how cute he is. He could just hang off here off the side at the top, right? I've got cute. Now, the thing I have to think about when I start putting my photos and my stickers on here, I do have pictures of some of these things. So I have pictures of a koala and I have pictures of, I'm trying to think, I don't have any pictures of an ostrich. I have an elephant. We did see, I'm assuming that's going to be a water buffalo. We did see a water buffalo. The kangaroos were not being very cooperative. We saw those at the safari park. The panda, I got to see a panda. The female panda at these San Diego Zoo was out. The male was not. He was not having anything to do. Well, at the time we were there, he was out. And the polar bear we saw did not look like that. That is a big fat ready for hibernation. Do they hibernate? I don't know. He's been eating well. And it's not saying that the San Diego Zoo doesn't feed their polar bear, but he was not this fat. So lots of things to play with there, lots of elements. And I have a few other, oh my gosh, there's also some embellishments and I had them, that wild one that I showed in my picture preview. I'm going to have to go back through. I get these things out. Oh, here it is. I get them out, then I slide them to the side. I mean, I can come in here, like up here in the top like that too. That might be fun. And then if I wanted to, I still like that little, he could stick out like that, right? Some detail. All right. So you kind of see where this is headed. So many fun details with the zoo stickers and embellishments in the paper. I love it. I'm very excited about it. If I really felt like I needed to pull this blue over to the side over here, I could. I don't know that I'm going to have to so much. It really depends on my photos. Some of them will actually have the blue things here. So we'll have to kind of experiment with that a little bit. So we did, Shannon saying that she wasn't able to do the panda, but has a lot of pictures of the tiger. And we got to see the tiger at the zoo. We forgot to actually see the tiger at the safari park. We were exhausted and we were going to have to circle back around and see it. So we didn't get to see it. Apparently there were some cubs that we could have saw as well. So we did get to see a lot of great things. Very exciting to see. Cody said he had so much fun. That kid was like bouncing off the cages. I mean, I say the walls, but he just had a really great time. Very, very active. Like I said, my feet are exhausted, but I will go ahead and get this all set to go. I wanted to comment. So I'm trying to think, just a couple of announcements. I should write these down ahead of time. So we're still doing the birthday promotion with Creative Memories. They have the project recipe booklet. I should have brought one in here with me. It's still in my orders all showed up yesterday. And so the girl who was watching my house for me, she had to bring them all inside. And there's the project recipe book. So there's all the project recipes from 2023 and earlier are in there. Not all of them, but some of them. And it's going to be a great resource. It's for free with any order of $100 or more. So that's very exciting. That will continue through, I believe, Tuesday at noon Pacific time, or while supplies last. I have not heard that they're getting short, but that's while supplies last. A couple things to note on the, if you like the white or the pink shimmer pens, those are hot. If you need the Halloween project, a simple page kit, it's listed as I think it's on short supply or while supplies last. It's last chance type thing, so it's very very exciting there. And all right, I think that's pretty much all I have. I will be back next week. We'll have another project next week. It's going to be the 18th, so I'm not sure what it is. I am still waiting. I know there's people that asked me about the kind of zigzag border made with the Wonderful Day collection. It, as far as I know, it has not hit the blog. So we haven't had a chance to put it together yet, but it is coming. I will do that as soon as it hits the blog. It'll be probably the next Scrapbook Live after that. We will get a chance to put it together. We're going to jump in. Oh, I should comment. Tuesday is Power Hour, so please, hopefully we'll see you guys then. It is our 4th anniversary, our 4th birthday party. We have done 48 of them now. This will be our 49th Power Hour. Very exciting thing for Tess and I, a big milestone. Who would have thought 4 years ago we'd be where we are, but here we are enjoying every minute of it with you guys. The other item I wanted to comment about, I just completely and utterly forgot. Again, I need to write these things down. Too many things start to flash into my mind. We have Power Hour coming up. Oh, I know what it is. I am still struggling a little bit with blog notifications coming from my website to you if you have subscribed to my blog. Technology is not being my friend. This last time when I sent it out, I think it sent it out to my old email list and not my new one. So I resent it this morning. So some of you may have received it twice, but hopefully everybody received it at least one time. And I am going to work on reconciling things so they will get everything into one spot. So one email goes out as soon as that blog is published. And the challenge I run into is the new list that I had a bunch of you guys sign up for. It's not letting me export it. I can see all of your names, like your email addresses, but when I click on the export button that it's supposed to let me export those emails, it is showing up blank in the report. So that's the downside to it. I am trying to get that figured out so that I can not do that. So if you happen to continue to receive 2 notifications from me from the blog post, I am so sorry. Just delete one of them. Please don't unsubscribe. Please don't list block. Please don't report as spam. I'm trying not to do it, but as I get things ironed out, it's going to take me a little bit time. So yes, like Mary's saying, she got two notifications, and that's not what I want, but just delete one of them. And hopefully by this next week, I have it resolved. But it's going to take me a little bit of time to get that figured out. Okay, I think that's all I have for you guys. All right. So thanks so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you all next week. There's part of Power Hour, and then we have Scrapbook Live the next Friday on the 18th. All right. Everybody take care. Have an enjoyable weekend. I'll see you soon.